The fact is that the consideration is that I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again.
And you now have sort of your key allies, including the British Prime Minister, the President of France, and the German Chancellor having to step in and make excuses for you on that. And officials here are saying off the record that your decline has become noticeable. Hasn't this now, frankly, become damaging for America's standing in the world? Thank you.
Did you see any damage to our standing in my leading this conference? Have you seen a more successful conference?
Also in the American capital, Ivan Eland, the director of the Center on Peace and Liberty at the Independent Institute. Always great to see you, Ivan. What does your report card say after that news conference?
Well, he's a bit shaky. Of course, Donald Trump is too, but this type of behavior seems to be excused from Trump because he's so outrageous all the time. It's been inculcated. But Biden does have a problem here of perception. I think he does know more about foreign policy than Trump does, and certainly about most policy issues. But the problem is American elections are often based on perception and charisma and that sort of thing. And he lacks that. And his age is showing. Whether he's qualified to lead is another matter, but I think he's probably more qualified than his news conferences put forth. But I think he's got an electoral problem, and I think the Democrats are probably right to substitute him.
How important is it that George Clooney came out publicly and said that Biden should step aside? There are many people, Ivan, who say that George Clooney is so close to the senior echelons of the Democratic Party that he probably wouldn't have made a statement like that until he spoke to some of those people.
Yes, I agree with that. And also he's hooked up with a lot of big donors in the party, as well as officials and former officials. So that was telling. And Nancy Pelosi's statements also opened the door, because it looked like Biden was fighting off the march to oust him. Or, well, he can't oust him, but make him quit. And then Pelosi opened it back up again, saying that implying, I guess, that he hadn't made a final decision, when he's been very dogged at time after time with the questions, as you saw tonight in the news conference, that he's in the race and he's running. So she opened the door as well.
If you were going to put a number on it, what sort of percentage would you put on Joe Biden being the Democratic Party's nominee? And if he's not, how's it going to go?
Well, there's rumors that about 40 congressmen and women are going to, abandon him tomorrow. So if the snowball keeps rolling downhill, I'd say, it's probably 60-40 that he won't be the nominee.
Yeah. So when you're saying tomorrow, because for us it's already tomorrow, but you're saying Friday, I presume.
Sure.
So how is it going to go, the removal? How do you think it's going to be managed?
Well, Joe Biden's a stubborn person. I worked with him a little bit on missile defense in the 90s, and he's a very nice guy, but he's stubborn and he's very ambitious. And so I think it's going to take either Obama or Pelosi or somebody of that stature to go in and say, it's over. That's what it took Richard Nixon. Of course, Richard Nixon was a much different story because it was corruption that was pushing him out, whereas this is age. But I think, Barry Goldwater at the time of Nixon had to go in and tell Nixon the party's over. And I think somebody's like Pelosi or Obama is going to have to do the same thing with Biden based on age.
Ivan Eland, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.